Our removal today is this one that's fractured at the roots and split in the bottom of the trunk. Leaning toward the house, we have landscaping to watch out for, specimen trees to watch out for. So we're going to rig this one down on ropes to lower it carefully. And then over by the studio and garage, we've got a very interesting one that we'll walk down to. I'll walk you through what we're going to do with that one because there's quite a bit going on there.
We've put a 5/8 line. We've used the big shot to shoot it up into the arbutus tree, over a big crotch, and then Christoph's going to take the other end up, and we're gonna catch the top, swing it into the arbutus, and lower it down. Once we've done that, then I'm going to send him back up the line. He'll tie it off, and then we're going to top tie the stem and cut it from the bottom. The 5/8 line will be going over to this bollard. I'm not entirely sure exactly what it's called. We call it the big bollard. It's a fairly new tool to us. We used to use the RC, but I prefer this so much more, so give it a try.
Good on, Red.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up.
Okay, just nice and easy, Ray.
Yeah, so here I go.
You're there, that's it.
Okay.
You're gonna tie it off?
Yeah.
Okay. All yours, Ray. Nice. Lovely.
Perfect.
Okay, coming down.
Okay, I'm gonna make some noise.
So the client phoned us here today because this fir has ripped up its root plate off the bedrock, and the trunk has split underneath all the tension and torsion of that tree leaning toward their house. And you can see a pattern of failure on this bluff by how that one failed last year. So good that the client noticed the pattern and noticed the stress on the tree and knew some fairly reliable people to call to take it down.
Fairly reliable people.
Well,
Or did you say very reliable?
I said fairly reliable. That's a lot of rot right at the base, so that's why it fractured. So there's obviously root rot moving through this hillside. This is I'm just tying off the butt. This is the butt of the tree, so that when the stem comes over, this line will catch it and capture this piece attached to the stump. I guess you could call it a stump line as well, or a biscuit line. My aim is down here, so you're inside of the fall line, but it is tied off. It's gonna come down and catch on the rope and swing. I'm gonna clear out over to here. Coming down. Gonna free it off the stump. Okay. All yours, Ray.
Coming down.
Okay.
Okay, we're down.
All right, check this out. Here's our tree that the client phoned about because it was leaning toward the house. So absolute powder rot in the core. A little bit of good wood, holding wood on the outside. Dangerous to climb. Dangerous to fell as well, because if you're counting on good wood in the core of the tree for your hinge and there isn't good wood, this has no tensile strength in it. All this sap laden wood here as well, that's quite soft. So it's only holding wood or strong fibers on the outside edges of the tree, which is you need for a good hinge to run through. So just a very technical tree in that you have lots to think about and plan. That's why we roped it down like that, and a controlled removal. How bizarre.
How bizarre.
Showed up again.
Super weird.
How bizarre shows up on our jobs a lot when weird stuff happens and you're like, that's bizarre. We just say it's how bizarre.
Like how and bizarre.
Something that we think is
We think it's funny.
like how bizarre. So here's our other removal for the day, are these two stems. This one's dead, has woodpecker activity, meaning there's dead and rotten inside of it. Then we have this massive lamination that this tree is actually growing away from this one and has no roots behind it anchoring it, and you can see how it's starting to open up and split apart, and all the limb load on this tree is leaning for the house like that, and there's nothing behind it, so it's just eventually going to peel itself out. So we're going to prevent that by taking it out today. It's just such a weak union, and you know, it's leaning right toward the house. It's probably maybe 60 feet away from the house, and a 100-foot tree. Just a really good one to come out. Here, come closer for just a second. This is just gaff talk, but you got to see this little piece right here. Can you see this? So here's my gaff on my carbon fiber spurs. These are Euro gaffs, and they're tiny little gaffs. So the contact with the bark is just that much. Barely leaves any imprint. The Euro gaffs. Ray calls them my dew claws because they're so small.
Well, another successful mission. Trees down, nothing damaged, nobody got hurt. Happy clients. Pretty tidy. Got a pile of branches here and a few piles of firewood rounds.
All right, take him to the chipper. Take it to the chipper. Oh, it's so hard to find good help.
think I've been replaced. She has a nicer vest than I do.